Stop what you're doing for a moment and listen carefully. Then tomorrow morning, do not repeat the same breakfast you've been eating for years until you hear this first, because for many men over 60, the first meal of the day is either rebuilding strength or quietly draining it. I've spent more than 30 years working with older men, helping them regain energy, circulation, confidence, and the vitality they thought was gone for good. But I'll be honest with you, the lesson that changed my thinking didn't come from a textbook. It happened to me. A few years ago, I noticed something I didn't expect. I was waking up tired, needing more coffee just to feel normal. My body felt slower, my focus was dull, and by afternoon I was running on fumes. Even as a doctor, I almost dismissed it as just getting older. That was the moment that bothered me most, because I knew better. Deep down, I knew age was only part of the story. So I did what I've always done. I tested everything: supplements, timing strategies, higher protein breakfast, skipping breakfast, expensive powders, stronger coffee. Some helped for an hour, most did very little. What surprised me was this: the real issue for many men wasn't age. It was morning blood sugar swings, poor circulation, and low-grade inflammation caused by the wrong foods starting the day. Once I changed one simple thing, my energy became steady. My body felt lighter, my mornings came back, and many of my patients saw the same shift. In this video, I'm going to show you the morning food I recommend most, the 3 mistakes that make men weaker every day, and the simple breakfast routine that helps many men feel strong again after 60. And number 3 is the important morning food mentioned in this video's title. If you'd like to know exactly what it is and how to use it the right way, I've added the full details in the description below. But before we go deeper, let me ask you a quick question. How old are you today? I read the comments every day, and I genuinely want to know where you're watching from and what age you are. Now let's begin with the first point, because before anything can improve, you need to understand why things may not feel as strong or firm as they did in your 20s. 1. Why it doesn't feel as firm as it did at 20. Before we talk about special foods or advanced routines, I want to start with one of the most overlooked methods I recommend to men over 60, and it costs nothing. Tomorrow morning, before coffee, before breakfast, drink a large glass of water, then take a slow 10-minute walk around your home, your yard, or down the street. It sounds almost too simple to matter, but this is where many men begin to notice the first real shift, because what seems basic is often deeply biological. Here's why it works. During sleep, your body loses water through breathing and sweating, which means many older men wake up mildly dehydrated without realizing it. When that happens, blood becomes a little thicker, circulation becomes less efficient, and blood vessels do not expand as smoothly as they should. For a man over 60, where circulation is already slower than it was decades ago, that morning dehydration can quietly affect energy, mental sharpness, and yes, firmness as well. Then comes the walk. Gentle movement after waking acts like a natural pump for the vascular system. Your calf muscles help move blood back toward the heart, your arteries respond to motion by releasing more nitric oxide, and nitric oxide helps blood vessels relax and open. That matters because healthy blood flow is one of the foundations of erectile response. One study found that regular walking programs improved erectile function in previously inactive men by around 40%. While hydration has also been linked to better physical performance, alertness, and vascular efficiency. What I love most about this habit is the dual benefit. First, you support circulation where men often need it most. Second, you create steadier morning energy without depending only on caffeine. Instead of shocking your body awake, you help it wake naturally. Many men tell me they feel lighter, more awake, and more confident within the first week. Here is exactly how to do it. Keep a glass or bottle beside the bed. Drink 16 to 20 ounces of water within the first few minutes after waking, then walk for 10 minutes at a comfortable pace, breathing through the nose if possible. If you use a cane or need support, simply walk safely indoors. Do this daily because the benefits build through repetition, not intensity. And once blood flow begins improving from this one simple morning step, the next thing we add can make the results even more noticeable. 2. Morning mistakes that make men weaker every day. Now let's talk about what quietly harms many men before 9 a.m., because I see this pattern again and again in men over 60. They wake up tired, reach for strong coffee on an empty stomach, grab toast, pastry, or sugary cereal, then wonder why their energy crashes, their mood drops, and their body feels less responsive as the day goes on. It feels normal because it is common, but common does not mean healthy. The central mechanism here is blood sugar instability followed by stress hormone overload. When you eat refined carbs first thing in the morning, glucose rises quickly, insulin spikes, and then energy often falls just a few hours later. At the same time, coffee on an empty stomach may amplify cortisol, especially in sensitive individuals. For older men, this combination can worsen belly fat, increase inflammation, strain blood vessels, and over time contribute to lower testosterone and weaker circulation. Traditional medicine understood part of this long ago, even if it used different language. Many healing systems warned against starting the day with stimulants and sweets because they scatter energy and weaken steady vitality. Modern science describes the same idea through insulin resistance, vascular dysfunction, and chronic inflammation. One study found that men with poor glucose control had significantly higher rates of erectile difficulties, while research has also shown that reducing refined carbohydrates can improve insulin sensitivity by more than 20% in some adults. So, what should you do instead? Use a synergy breakfast, fiber plus protein. Fiber slows sugar absorption, protein stabilizes appetite and supports muscle maintenance. This is why I often recommend rolled oats with Greek yogurt or eggs with vegetables and a slice of whole grain toast. Together, these foods create a steadier metabolic response than coffee and pastries ever can. Here is a simple protocol. Within 60 minutes of waking, eat 25 to 30 grams of protein and include at least 8 grams of fiber. Example: 1 cup Greek yogurt, half cup oats, berries, and a tablespoon of pumpkin seeds. If you are new to breakfast or usually skip it, start smaller for 1 week with half portions, then increase gradually as digestion adapts. Keep coffee after food, not before. The risk of ignoring this for years is not just fatigue, it can become stubborn weight gain, poorer blood flow, rising blood pressure, and declining confidence. But once you fix the morning metabolic crash, we can move to the next level. The specific breakfast food that directly supports stronger circulation and male vitality. 3. The breakfast food that helps blood flow stronger. Now we come to the food many men wait for because this is the breakfast item I often mention when someone tells me, "Doctor, I need something that actually helps circulation." That food is beets, especially fresh beetroot or unsweetened beet juice taken in the morning. It may look simple, even ordinary, but inside beets is a compound with a direct vascular effect that can begin working the same day. The key compound is dietary nitrate. Once you eat beets, nitrate is absorbed and partly converted by healthy bacteria in the mouth into nitrite, then later into nitric oxide inside the body. Nitric oxide is one of the most important molecules for men over 60 because it tells blood vessels to relax and widen. When vessels open more easily, blood can move with less resistance, which supports circulation to the heart, brain, muscles, and yes, the areas men often worry about most. This is why results can feel surprisingly fast. Several studies have shown measurable blood pressure and vascular benefits within about 2 to 3 hours after consuming beet juice, while some exercise studies found improved endurance performance by roughly 10% to 16%, depending on dose and population. Other research has shown improved oxygen efficiency during activity, meaning the body may do the same work with less strain. For older men, that can feel like better stamina, easier walking, and more energy before noon. Now let me address the common objection. Many men say, "Doctor, I don't like the taste." Fair enough. Use chilled beet juice with a squeeze of lemon, blend cooked beets into a berry smoothie, or roast sliced beets and eat them warm with breakfast. Some men notice pink urine or stool afterward and get nervous. In most cases after eating beets, that can simply be beet pigments passing through the body, not something dangerous. Here is the practical routine I recommend. Use 8 to 10 ounces of unsweetened beet juice or 1 medium-cooked beet 30 to 90 minutes before breakfast or before a morning walk. If you are new to it, begin with 4 ounces for the first week and increase gradually. Use it 3 to 5 mornings per week for consistency. Short term, you may notice warmer hands, easier movement, steadier energy. Long term, paired with a healthy lifestyle, you support healthier vessels over time. But stronger blood flow is only one side of the story. In the next step, we need to talk about the hidden hormone system that determines whether that circulation turns into real male vitality. 4. The deeper circulation method. Most men never consider. Now we move to something that sounds stronger, and honestly, many men are surprised when I recommend it. Add a small amount of cayenne pepper to your morning meal or warm drink. I know that sounds intense, but used correctly, this is not about burning your mouth. It is about activating circulation pathways that often become sluggish after 60. The key compound is capsaicin, the natural molecule that gives peppers their heat. Capsaicin interacts with receptors called TRPV1, which then signals the body to release helpful messengers involved in vessel relaxation and blood movement. One of those downstream effects includes more nitric oxide activity, while another improves how tiny vessels respond. That matters because men do not just need major blood flow through large arteries, they also need healthy microcirculation in the smallest vessels that feed nerves, skin, and delicate tissues. This is where symptoms become real. If your hands or feet feel cold, if cuts heal slowly, if you feel numbness or tingling, or if certain areas simply do not respond like they once did, poor microcirculation may be part of the story. Some research has shown capsaicin-related vascular improvements and metabolic benefits, including better endothelial function and increased calorie expenditure by several percent after meals. Other studies have linked spicy compounds with improved blood vessel responsiveness and healthier circulation patterns over time. Here is how to use it safely. Start with 1/8 teaspoon cayenne mixed into eggs, oatmeal, soup, or warm lemon water after food, never on an empty stomach if you are sensitive. After 1 week, increase to 1/4 teaspoon if tolerated. Warm foods may improve comfort and blending, and many men find morning use works best because circulation support can carry into the day. A quick safety note: if you have ulcers, severe reflux, active stomach irritation, or take certain medications affected by spicy foods, speak with your physician first. Mild warmth, a light flush, or gentle sweating can simply be signs that circulation is responding. But even cayenne is not the strongest morning strategy I use. The next one works through an entirely different system, and for many men over 60, it can be the missing piece. 5. The strongest morning trigger for real male vitality. Now, this may sound almost too powerful to be a breakfast strategy, but one of the most effective upgrades is adding eggs with avocado to your morning meal. Men often focus only on blood flow, yet many forget that circulation without hormonal drive can still feel flat. This combination helps support the raw materials your body uses to build testosterone and maintain steady cellular energy. The key compound here is cholesterol, especially when paired with the healthy monounsaturated fats in avocado. Cholesterol is the building block used to create testosterone, and that process depends on enzymes, vitamin D status, zinc, magnesium, and stable metabolic signals. When hormones are better supported, nitric oxide signaling, motivation, recovery, and sexual response often improve together. In other words, you are not just opening pipes, you are turning the engine back on. Research has shown that men with healthier testosterone ranges often report better erectile function and energy, while weight loss studies using higher protein breakfasts found improved appetite control and metabolic markers by more than 20% in some groups. Better blood sugar control also helps protect both major arteries and tiny capillaries, which matters if you deal with numb feet, slower healing, or low morning drive. Use 2 eggs with 1/4 to 1/2 avocado, 3 to 5 mornings weekly. Start with 1 egg and a few avocado slices. If digestion is sensitive, then build gradually. Light cooking is ideal. not heavily burned oils or deep frying. If you have specific cholesterol disorders or cardiovascular disease, discuss frequency with your clinician. When men support blood flow, microcirculation, and hormones at the same time, changes can feel deeper and more lasting. But there is still one final factor many overlook, the habit that can multiply everything you've heard so far. 6. The morning spice that wakes up sluggish circulation. Now here is one that sounds stronger than it is, yet many men notice it quickly. Add fresh ginger to your breakfast or morning drink because this warming root has been used for centuries to stimulate movement, digestion, and circulation long before modern labs explained why. I often suggest it to men who complain of cold hands, stiff mornings, numb feet, or that heavy, sluggish feeling after waking. The key compound is gingerol, which the body converts into related active molecules that help calm inflammation, improve endothelial signaling, and support nitric oxide activity. In plain English, ginger may help larger blood vessels relax while also improving tiny capillary flow where tissues receive oxygen. Some studies have shown ginger can reduce inflammatory markers significantly, while other research has reported fasting blood sugar improvements of around 10% or more in certain groups, which matters because better glucose control often means better circulation. Here is how to use it. Start with 1/4 teaspoon powdered ginger or 3 thin slices of fresh ginger steeped in warm water for 10 minutes, taken with or after breakfast. After 1 week, increase to 1/2 teaspoon if tolerated. Warm, not boiling, water is ideal because it improves comfort and preserves flavor without making it harsh. A quick safety note: if you use blood thinners, have gallbladder disease or reflux, speak with your clinician first and start small. Mild warmth in the stomach or gentle sweating can simply be a sign circulation is responding, not necessarily a problem. But even better blood flow and steadier hormones are not the strongest force in this entire system. The final piece is what tells the body to use all of it correctly. 7. The best morning method to rebuild strength. Naturally. If I had to choose the single best morning method for men over 60, this would be it because it supports circulation, energy, hormones, and long-term vitality at the same time. The unique compound is allicin, released when fresh garlic is crushed, and when combined the right way with extra virgin olive oil, it becomes one of the most practical daily tools I know. It is not flashy, but many powerful things in medicine are simple. Here is the special preparation. Crush 1 fresh clove of garlic and let it rest for 10 minutes before using it because that resting time helps activate allicin. Then mix it into 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil and take it with breakfast, ideally alongside eggs, oats, or whole grain toast. Do not cook the garlic at high heat first because excessive heat can reduce the active compounds. Why does it matter? Think of your blood vessels like old garden hoses that have become stiff over time. Garlic helps signal them to relax, while olive oil helps calm inflammation and protect the lining inside the vessel walls. Some studies have reported garlic supporting blood pressure reductions and circulation markers, while extra virgin olive oil has been associated with up to a 30% lower cardiovascular event risk in Mediterranean-style diet research. In some men, the vascular support can resemble the same pathway targeted by certain medications, though naturally and more gradually. Start with 1/2 clove for the first week if you are sensitive, then move to 1 clove daily. Use room temperature oil, not overheated oil, and make it a habit, not a one-time fix. It is cheap, easy to find, simple to prepare, and it reminds men of something important. The body can still respond after 60 when given the right signals. No drug, low cost, science-backed, and built for daily recovery. If you found this information helpful, please subscribe so you don't miss our next videos, where we share simple science-backed ways to improve circulation, restore strength, and support male vitality after 60. We'll continue exploring practical habits, smart nutrition, and the latest research for staying active and confident as you age. Thank you so much for watching, and I truly appreciate your support.